Hi everyone, I'm Angelica Quintero. I will be reading Ode to the Man I Sometimes Call Dad by Jessie Duebler. I lie awake at night and converse with the darkness. We discuss many things, the darkness and I. We had an interesting conversation the other night. I have been working lately. I've been wondering lately what would be like to be someone other than me. If I were more like her, would you still hate me? If I weren't like me, would you realize that you produce too? Could you know that we are equal, although not the same? Could you be that open-minded, doubtful? Is it possible for you to see me as the woman I've become, rather than the girl you once knew? I've overcome many obstacles, climbed many mountains, achieved many dreams. But still you refuse to respect me. You tell me I am worthless, that I won't amount to too much. You call me a loser. I cannot take it any longer. I will fight back this time, but I am strong enough to fight that which makes me weak. No. I will continue to let you belittle me and treat me like a fool, like I am merely a stepping stone on your path of destruction. You tell me to respect you, but how can I respect a man which doesn't respect himself? I cannot honor and obey you like a true dad should be treated, because in this past 17 years, you have never been a dad to me. If you are only my guardian, my provider, not my dad. You've provided me with the basics. What I need now is for you to help me. Laugh, love, be free. Live every moment to the fullest until you can fulfill that need. I will let the darkness heal my wounded soul, because you never learned how. Okay, so I picked this poem just because I try to put myself back in that mindset, I guess, maybe when I was younger. It was full of emotion. There was lots of emotion, and even like dark. Kind of not dark, but very sad. I try to reflect on how I felt at that age. Obviously, she said she was, 17, and obviously been struggling with it for a while with, her dad. So I try to reflect on that and how it felt being at that age, like being accepted by your peers or, longing to belong, I guess you could say. What really appealed to me, lines and verses here, I really liked where she said, I converse with the dark, and she mentioned like the blackness and I, and that they had an interesting conversation. Now, obviously, she's not able to speak to her dad about certain things or have that, that relationship, that bond. So obviously, she feels alone, like she has nobody. Yet she knows she has to let it out. I really like also how she did mention about, being better. I've overcome obstacles, climbed many mountains, achieved many dreams. So even though she went through a lot, she found a way to overcome certain things, and obviously, by herself. And also like where she said, I cannot take it any longer. I will fight back this time, but I am strong enough to fight, which makes me weak. She questions, and she answers no. So she is not weak anymore, even though she went through all of that. So she obviously is a fighter. We can say that maybe it made her stronger. Unfortunately, she had to go through that. Also, I really liked at the end, where she did mention like what she obviously knows what she wants, she needs, and she addressed it in her poem. What I need now is for you to help me love, laugh, and be free. Live every moment to the fullest until you can fulfill that need. And she goes back to saying, I will let the darkness heal my wounded soul because you never learned how. And even though she knows what she needs, she obviously knows she's not going to get it, unfortunately. But, I really enjoyed it just for the fact that she went through a lot. Obviously, she didn't go through every detail, but we can just imagine, all the things she did go through. But obviously, she overcame. Obviously, she still wants that love and relationship and bond from her father, but it didn't happen. What this poem, the message or what it means is like the writer desperately wanting her father's approval and love, yet she gets nothing. The message, I guess, the poem has is that in life we come across obstacles. Everything does not always go as we want them to go. Even though she struggled and, through an abusive relationship with her father, because it wasn't abusive, even though she, that man might have not hit her physically, but he broke her down emotionally and mentally, and that is considered an abuse. She overcame all those odds, yet she still longs for her fatherly love. But yeah, it was just very sad how that went. Okay, so this poem is obviously an ode. It said, ode to the man I sometimes call dad, so I can't really miss that part. It's a lyric poem. It's a free verse. An ode, it's on a serious subject. A lyric poem is usually one speaker, speaking of strong thoughts and feelings. It's a free verse because it follows no rules, no meter, no rhythm, no rhyme. So I really admire this just because she really didn't care. She didn't worry about, oh no, I need to follow these rules, this meter, this, she's just like, what, this is what I'm feeling. I can't take it anymore. I'm going to put it down. And sometimes, expressing yourself, it's hard. And we all have different ways of how we express ourselves and get it out. And for her, this poem was a way of just releasing everything that was, going on with her emotionally, mentally, and, sometimes all that takes a toll on us physically. So, I really admire what she did there. She just, what, this is it, this is how it is, and it, like, they say it is what it is, and this is how she felt, and I admire that. I really liked how she just let it all out, She had very strong feelings and thoughts, and she she would use the word hate and certain things that he would say to her, like you're worthless, you're a loser, and how she overcame her obstacles, and she's strong. She mentioned about being strong and being a fighter, yet there was that weak side of her that she longed for her father to love her and be there, and she asked for that in her poem. So it's a very strong poem, full of emotions and thoughts and ups and downs in her poem. So I really, really enjoyed that poem, and hopefully maybe some of you can relate to something like that. It's not always has to be, something at home that happened. Maybe even a boyfriend, girlfriend, or husband, wife, or mother. Even just that relationship, even a friendship, can be abusive like that sometimes. And hopefully not, right? But it happens, and maybe somebody can relate to it and appreciate it. And that is all for my video, and I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for listening.